What's up, my friends? Before we get into this, if you support real First Amendment audits and holding our public officials accountable, make sure you are subscribed to Dimebag Audit Cuts. And if you want my lighter, funnier, and sometimes weirdo takes on random-ass videos, check out my second YouTube channel, Bob's Reactions. Both links are in the description and pinned comment. So now let's get right into it and get to smoking.
You gotta move. Ridiculous.
This profanity-laced rant sent veteran Cincinnati police officer Rose Valentino to desk duty. On April 5th, she was pulling into the District 3 station to fill out a report when she noticed vehicles lined on the street to pick up students from school. She activated her lights and quickly became angry when they didn't move.
Is she gonna just sit there?
Body and dash camera video just released by CPD shows what happened next.
Dumb. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, I hate this world.
After rolling up her cruiser's window, she uses the N-word. Valentino told investigators a black student gave her the finger, which led to her outburst. She was one of 4 officers profiled by WNWT and featured in a nationally televised reality show in 2011, Police Women of Cincinnati.
Never a dull moment. You go into every situation as if it's the first time, you've dealt with that sort of thing.
In Valentino's most recent performance review, dated after the rant, she was complimented as a hard worker who uses good judgment. A supervisor recommended she study for the promotion exam. In January 2019, this official reprimand says Valentino showed body cam footage from a homicide at the Glenway Pony Keg to family members while having dinner at the casino. In March 2020, she was arrested off duty. Her sister and brother-in-law accused her of pushing and hitting them with a closed fist and using an umbrella to repeatedly strike a vehicle. She pled guilty to disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor, and was ordered to attend an anger management assessment. 2 years later, she admitted she did not have control of her emotions here.
I hate it.
Valentino told internal investigations, "This is a hard job, and I was getting to a point where I was really being affected by it. I've been on for 14 years.
Look, I have long resisted the, female cops memes that, you should not, that women shouldn't be cops. Because I've always thought, hey, look, I can show you 100 examples of men being bad cops as well. And I can. But it feels like the bad female cops are just on another level. And there was this heart-stopping video that came out of California yesterday that is going to make the best case imaginable for why women just should not be police officers. It's a joke. I think that women, can work for the police department. I think that they can do investigations. I think that they can do, they can look through evidence. They can do evidence collection. They can do anything a male cop can do except be on the street. This was very, very bad. Dramatic body cam footage shows a moment a police officer begs for her life after a deranged man simply just walked up to her and took her weapon off of her. Because this female cop was so bad at her job, this man is he's now no longer with us. There's a little buffer on the audio here, okay? Kicks in after about 10 seconds. She pulls her weapon on him, okay? There's no audio in the clip. He just walks up to her and grabs her. Just walks up to her and grabs it. Absolutely insane. Just walks up to her. At any time, by the way, she could have pulled the trigger. Listen to this woman.
Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God.
By the way, at that point, she drops a magazine, so she gives him more ammo. All she had to do was pull the trigger there, and it would have been totally justified, by the way, but she completely collapsed. That is not restraint. That is what is called a complete meltdown. Then she drops an extra mag for him, obviously. This guy, was probably trying to, have his life removed by cop or whatever. But this woman now, because she can't control this man ends up dead. I'm reminded of this video.
If you ever catch the eye of a female cop, hope you wore your bulletproof vest. Hope you got your vest on, man.
Yep.
I'm praying for you.
Unironically. Yeah.
Because that gun on her waist at some point is going to accidentally go off. She's going to draw it out thinking it's a taser. She's going to have her finger on the trigger before she's ready to fire.
The officer drew their handgun instead of their taser.
Something you did made her feel threatened. You're taller than her. She feels threatened for her life.
Yeah.
The only recourse she has physically is to shoot you.
This was an accidental discharge.
I just hope that if you ever get pulled over by a woman, you're wearing a fucking bulletproof vest.
Female cops should not be on the streets, period. There are innumerable examples. Here's one from a few weeks ago where a female officer gives a guy a lead injection with his own weapon. He told them that he was armed. She grabbed it and she put a bullet through his leg. Oops. I mean, what is going on? How about Kim Potter? Perhaps the most famous example. I thought it was a taser, took a guy's life. You thought it was a taser? There are no scenarios in the world that you could pick up those two items and think they're the same. There was another one where the female officer just took out a guy who, right here. I retweeted it this morning. Here's another one. By the way, you know exactly before it happens. Right? Okay, they're struggling. Okay. Here's a female cop. Dead. Dead. Dead.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, you're on transit property right now.
Yeah.
So can I ask you why you're videotaping people entering and exiting the Calgary police station?
I'm a citizen journalist.
You're a citizen tourist. Are you a sovereign citizen? Can we get your name, please?
Am I suspected of a crime?
Well, currently you're trespassing if you don't have a bus pass. Do you have a bus pass?
I do have a bus
Okay,
pass.
and can we get your identification, please? We had a complaint, so we're just investigating it, right?
Okay, no, I haven't done anything wrong, so I don't.
But we still need your name to deal with the situation here, sir.
Yeah, but the law states that in order to get my ID, that I have to be charged or suspected of a crime.
Well, currently you're trespassing on city property unless you're prepared to take a bus. Is your purpose to videotape staff here, or
That's none of your business, actually.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
this your purpose?
That's none of your business.
Are you here to take a bus, or are you here to videotape? That's what I'm trying to understand.
That's not your business.
Are you prepared to give me your ID, sir?
No, I'm not.
No?
Why?
Can you help me understand why you're here?
I am taking photographs for a project.
What's your project?
That's personal information.
Okay, so you're here.
But I don't want to obstruct the sidewalk, so that's why I'm standing over here.
This is actually city property. So,
so
right now your camera's on city property.
Okay, so then
and
great.
if you're not prepared to take a bus.
I'm on city property, so then there should be no issue.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my sergeant here.
Okay.
So that my sergeant can help you with this, okay?
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Tango 236.
You actually don't know what I'm photographing.
No, that's why I'm trying to help. That's why I'm trying to understand.
Well, you just said on your radio that I was photographing people coming and going.
You admitted to me you were videotaping people at the Calgary
No, I
police
just
station.
said I was taking photographs,
Of Calgary police station.
which
And this
is not
our
a
entrance,
which is
right?
not
So
a crime.
This is where we're going to come and go from, right?
See, I'm not taking his information. I'm being
well, I
respectful.
don't know that, right? Because your camera's angled, right?
Yeah, so that's fine, but you need a warrant to see, right?
Well,
I mean,
don't.
that's my own
This
personal
is just our
property now.
current interaction, right? And so
Right.
when you're videotaping people coming and going, that's actually a safety concern for us too, right? And you could understand
Well,
and appreciate that. And
I see there, what is that, a gun? And what's on the other side?
Pardon
Do you
me?
got a taser?
Yeah.
And do you have a taser and a gun? Okay, so what's the safety concern?
Well, my safety concern is that you're trying to access confidential police information, and I'm trying to understand why you're motivated.
Okay, level with me. I have a walker here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not very likely
It's
that
not
I'm
what
going to
you can
be
do with it, but it's what could be
mobile.
done with it.
And then, second of
But
all,
it's conceivable to sell
there's
information to people
not
who
a
could
high
break
likelihood that I'm going to be able to run a license plate even if I get one.
people have been able to access all sorts of information.
But there's different protections of that.
Can you help me understand why you would be motivated to do this?
Because I'm an independent investigative journalist.
An independent investigative journalist, and what are you investigating?
That's personal.
Okay, is there anything that we could do to help you in that investigation?
No, you've been great so far. Yeah.
So help me understand your purpose. Like, help me understand why you would be here.
That's private. I don't need to, I have the right to my private information.
You do. I just find it really unusual that you would come here,
Yeah.
do this, and then not be prepared to have a dialogue about it.
That's my right as a citizen. This is a
Well, I
mutual
don't deny
contact.
that that's right.
I could remain silent if I want.
you absolutely
I am
could.
choosing to engage with you.
Yeah, and I really
Right.
appreciate it because it helps me understand what you're trying to do.
Right. So, and I've
Right.
identified a purpose here, and so
But you are on city property.
right, which is fine.
This is also transit property, right?
So,
right now
if I
your
move
camera
over
is
2 feet,
currently-
would I be able to? Is that city
Your camera's
property?
currently on city property.
Okay,
right?
so that's fine.
Not permitted right now.
That's public property,
Not
right?
right now. This is owned by the city. This is actually slated for development.
Right. So this is owned by the city. So this is owned by taxpayers. So that's not really owned by anybody. It's not private property.
The city as corporation, not the city as a taxpayer, owns the land.
The city as a corporation, but not as a taxpayer.
Right. So the
But
corporate
me as a
city
citizen,
owns
I
this
have
property
the
for
right
development.
as a taxpayer and somebody who's employed and pays my taxes and vote. I have the right to access this property if I have a purpose to be here.
Yeah, but you're not clear on what your purpose is.
I told you I'm an investigative independent journalist, and I'm gathering content for a story. That's all I need to tell you.
Okay.
I'm not here for any malicious purpose or doing anything nefarious, so I mean, there's no reason to be
I'm
alarmed.
just uncertain about that.
Okay.
Because when you're not prepared to give me any information about you so that I can verify your story, do you have journalistic credentials at all?
I do.
Yeah, and what are your journalistic credentials?
I don't want to disclose that right now.
Okay, so see, my concern right now, and you have to understand that, 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 is that you're unwilling to dialogue with me about why you're here, the purpose for your video, the purpose for your journalism,
Right.
who you are, or who
But I
you're
have the
affiliated
freedom of mobility, and I also have the freedom of privacy of information.
with. Well, I'm going to have my sergeant come and speak with you in reference to that, okay?
Sure.
So that he can clarify with you our position more formally, okay? Because I think that that's a better resolution.
What's your
given
badge
that
number,
you're not
please?
willing to provide the name. My badge is 5229.
5229, and what's your badge?
5488.
5488. And what unit are you guys driving today?
1236.
1236? Alright. Is your dash cam on? No, it's not. Is it on?
Yeah.
Great. Then I don't want to disclose personal details to somebody I don't know.
Well, why would you feel comfortable then videotaping personal details of police?
Who says I got personal details?
Well, if you're recording everyone who's coming in and coming out, you could have.
That's not what I was recording, actually.
What were you recording?
That's my business, but it wasn't that.
So you're not willing to provide me any information?
to quell your fears that I was recording people coming in and out, I'm telling you I'm not recording people coming in and out. That's not my interest here.
What is your interest?
That's not
Is your
your
interest
business.
purely how police deal with you or interact with you?
That's my business.
Because I'm struggling to understand your purpose.
Yeah.
Right? And I would like to, because I'd like to be able to have a constructive dialogue with this.
Yeah, and we are having a constructive dialogue, I believe.
It's a very one-way dialogue right now.
A little bit, because I have rights.
Yeah, and so do I, and so does everyone here, right?
Right. So you're checking up that I have a purpose to be here, and I've articulated a purpose to be here.
Yeah, and is your purpose to take transit?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah. After I've satisfied collecting the content that I need for my story, then I will move along. Yeah. Buddy going in.
We can't verify that. Would you be willing to show me your video?
I would not, because that's personal property, and I would prefer a warrant for that.
Okay.
Personal
Potentially.
information
Yeah.
on people who are coming and going.
Yeah, potentially.
And I am duly respecting it again right now. I'm not collecting that, and so I've articulated a purpose for you to be here, and for me to be here, and you guys don't need to be here any longer. That's the way I see this.
Well, we're going to wait until my sergeant gets here.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I think it would be important for him to have a conversation with you around this.
Sure.
Right now, your camera is on city property.
Sure,
And
which is
you're
fine.
Currently...
Hey, quick reminder, y'all. You're watching Dimebag 77 Audit Cuts with real audits. Bob's Reactions is also linked below, which has content of a lighter flavor. Alright, let's spark it back up.
It's fine.
Currently at a bus location, so you're actually on transit property.
Sure,
okay?
so should I
if you're
move a few feet
interrupting-
this way and then I can move my equipment to
Well,
this?
we're going to talk to my sergeant. You can
Move
move
this
your
over.
camera all you like.
And then that way we're kind of on the public easement. That way we're not.
So this is still all city property. It's still
Right,
city.
and so that's owned by the
This is all
taxpayers, which is
still- that's
myself.
also city. This is all private development. So the city as a corporation owns this, and it's actually slated for private development. okay?
But if I stand on the sidewalk, then I'm obstructing the sidewalk.
You are, and actually you're currently at a transit stop. So you're actually on transit property as well when you're on this sidewalk.
Right, so would
So there
that
are
not
a
be
number of
their
offenses
would
that
that
are
not be their
associated to
jurisdiction to enforce that though?
So it depends on where you are. So right here, this is city property. This is owned by the city corporation, okay?
Right.
This is also sold to development.
Okay.
This is the city sidewalk here, but it's also a component of transit property. right?
So would you issue me a trespass notice then? Is that how that would
We're
work?
gonna see.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm not entirely clear on your purpose.
Okay.
And I'd like you to be cooperative, but you're not choosing to be. So I'm
I'm trying to
understand.
be as cooperative as I can under my own rights, right?
Well, no, you're choosing to make a point.
I'm not choosing to
Right,
make a
and
point.
you're
I'm
being
just choosing to not engage in contact that's mutual. I'm out here collecting my own content and I do not wish to be engaged with, and I did not expect you to
You are
engage with.
aware that it is an offense to interrupt someone's use of transit property, correct?
I haven't interrupted anybody's use. They've been able to get on the bus. The bus was just here and was able to pick up passengers, and so I haven't obstructed that.
Well, there is a passenger here. I'm not sure if she feels as though she's been impeded on.
No, I don't believe she does.
So I've explained that this is city property.
Right.
That this actually has been sold by the city as a corporation to developer, but this is also transit property and it's a transit offense.
G-Tanny, T-A-N-N-E-Y.
He's refusing to provide his purpose. He's using for videotaping.
I provided a purpose.
Our location. He says he's an independent investigative journalist. He's not willing to provide who he's affiliated with or what he's affiliated with. And he's not really willing to provide any information about where he's I have requested to see his bus pass and property, which makes it.
And so I've moved my camera over just so it's not
This is still
obstructing.
city property, so we're still in
Right,
agreement.
so that would be public property, would it not?
Okay.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, where would be public property then if city property is not public property?
City property doesn't constitute every piece of land in town.
Okay, so what does how would I know that I was breaking the law then? If I'm standing here,
That's
right?
when we would advise you if you were.
Okay.
Then you'd be expected to.
So if I was to stand over maybe like
Well, we're not
down
talking
here.
about that. You were asking hypothetically, so I was giving you an
Okay.
answer.
So what am I doing wrong by standing here collecting content from my story?
Sorry, what?
What am I doing wrong by standing here collecting content from my story?
What's the story?
I've explained, obviously.
I just don't want to disclose that. I have the right to my private information and I don't want to disclose that, and you know, that's my own right, and I will be gone in due time once I collect my content. I'm not here loitering or trying to cause a scene. I'm willing to move along. Just the only reason there's a scene now is because I was approached by these ladies,
I
and
wouldn't consider this a scene. I think this is a dialogue.
yeah.
And they're not
But-
ladies, they're constables.
Constables. Sorry. But yeah. So I'm just gathering a couple of shots. I don't want anybody's personal information. I'm not collecting any personal information of any officers entering or leaving. I'm looking for stock
What would you
footage.
consider personal information that you're not collecting?
Personal vehicles coming in and out that might be driven by officers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're saying that any personal information that you've collected, if it's found later to be officers, you would not be disclosing to anybody?
Correct.
And the resulting of that might be considered illegal?
Yeah.
Depending on certain
It depends.
statutes in place inside the country of Canada?
Well,
Is that correct?
I'm on a public area filming stuff that's
But as
visible
per
from
your
the
comment,
public.
you said that
I'm
you're
just
not
doing out of
collecting any
I'm
of that-
doing that out of ethical respect. I'm just doing it out of respect.
Okay.
Right? There doesn't have to be any law involved. I just choose not to for respect. That's not the content of my story. So I just choose not to collect that, and that won't be going anywhere public.
What if you're already collecting?
Then it would be deleted. But if I have collected any by accident, I do my best to prevent what I collect and choose
How
what
do
I
you know?
collect. I don't know, but when I review it after, I'll check and make sure.
How would
and
you know then?
I wouldn't. I would just take out any vehicles that weren't part of my story.
All right. Would you let me look at your video right now so I can tell you which ones are, and you can just delete it right now, and you won't have to worry about that problem?
I can't access that camera, actually. And I haven't been using this camera the whole time. I just started this one.
Why can't we access this camera?
Because it doesn't work with this kind of phone. It doesn't work. So yeah, I'll be out of here in probably the next bus that comes by. And
The next bus that comes by?
Yeah.
93?
Yeah, if that's reasonable. And yeah, and
Sure.
that should be enough time for me to collect my content and be out of here. Is that fine? Is that negotiable?
Well, we're not negotiating.
Okay.
It's not a negotiation.
Well, I'm trying to negotiate to be fair.
Okay.
I'm trying to
There's
be
no
a
reason to
reasonable
negotiate.
person. Okay.
It's just conversation. It's a dialogue about understanding, right?
Right. All right.
Okay.
Have a good night. And what was your unit number? And badge number?
1201.
1201, your badge number?
I don't have to provide you my badge number if we're not involved in any kind of incident. If you wish,
GTANNY.
no, it's 3720.
3720, thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And if you believe in knowing your rights and standing on them, hit subscribe to Dimebag's 77 Audit Cuts. And for the lighter, funny, and weird content, head over to my other channel, Bob's Reactions. Links are below. And also check out my online store with cool stuff that might actually come in handy at nickel-dimes-2.myshopify.com. Thanks once again for hanging out with me, and like I always say, keep on smoking.